What's up there, everybody? Hope you're having a good one. And the anime Avatar Last Airbender is now coming through with a fighting game called Avatar Legends. The fighting game, which is really cool. It looks very entertaining, and they just dropped some very neat information here in this video, so we are going to check it out.
This fight's over. Watch out. Let's go.
Very nice. So here we go. Avatar Legends, the fighting game, coming through sometime in summer of 2026. Too early to give the official date because it's so far in the future. As of right now, you can wishlist it on Steam. And Nickelodeon has a huge hand in this. So fantastic stuff there. And there is the closed alpha on PlayStation 5, and that is December 5th through the 7th. And you have your 4 playable characters here. So we're going to go through and actually, very interesting. Yeah, really beautiful game, to be honest. So Avatar The Last Airbender is an anime that is about 4 nations, and that's water, earth, air, and fire. The benders control the elements. They generally control one element. And that means there's water people, earth people, air people, and fire people. The fire people were constantly starting and holding wars and trying to take over the world and the other places. And they need somebody that is able to control all of the elements to save the world from the fire benders. So there is Aang, who is a 12-year-old, and he was frozen for 100 years. And he was found by his siblings, Katara and Sokka. And Katara and Sokka were able to bring him back, and they are going to learn all of the elements. Okay, so water, earth, air, and fire. And they are trying to stop the war. The fire people is led by a lord, and he's the Fire Lord Ozai of the Fire Nation, and Aang must defeat Ozai and the Fire Nation. So in Avatar Legends specifically, the key is you have your element, which is water, earth, air, or fire. You have to master the elements, but a huge proponent in this game is movement. So you have to understand the flow system, which we saw a couple of seconds in. And it is extremely movement centric, and each character has its own specific actions and options. Now, the reason why this game looks so beautiful and is whenever you freeze it, it looks right on, is because this game is hand-drawn. The characters are hand-drawn, which is something that is extremely rare. You do not see that at all. And this is hand-drawn 2D animation. What's up there? Thank you so much. Hills, thank you so much. I appreciate it. There are 12 characters as of right now for the roster that are playable. And you have a support character that you use that support character to influence your style, and then they can allow special moves that are custom to have access to. This game does have rollback and crossplay, in addition to a classic fighting game 1 versus 1 and campaign mode. So we're going to go through and take a look. And of course, in print, it says pre-alpha footage. So this can still change, right? They can still adjust whatever these movements and things are, but they're not going to adjust really the animations because that's it, but mostly startup, cooldown, things like that. So, okay. So here we go. So here is our main character, and his name is Aang. And his controls, it says subsequent inputs assume character is facing to the right. Okay, so we're on the player 1 side. And you have your regular directional inputs. And A is light attack, B is medium attack, C is heavy attack. And then you have your movement, your flow, and an EX, which is 2 buttons, A and B and C, or A and C. So right there, quarter circle forward, A is a lunging move. B, quarter circle forward, and B again is a movement option. When you do a quarter circle forward and you hold 2 of the buttons, A and B, B and C, or A and C, then you get your EX option. And no doubt that's going to be utilizing some sort of a gauge. Quarter circle back, A is a long range staff move. And really, in addition to B and C. And a little bit, if you time it properly, quarter circle back, and A and B, or B and C, or C and A, you can get a parry moment, or a counter, really. You counter the hit, and then you hit back. And then you have your pauses in the air where you can delay. Then your airborne juggle options. And here comes one of the engines of the game, and it is the flow stance. Fantastic. So all of these are custom to each character. This game is going to be crazy when people are playing it at high levels, because they're going to be doing all these different options, and then they're going to be pausing and buffering and their timing, and then they're going to come down and then get a big confirm into all these different crazy things. It's going to be very interesting to see how this game is going to be at high level. You know, this game is it's a beautiful game. I like how it's very innocent. It's just it just seems very fun and innocent, but I know this is going to be a crazy game. I can just tell. I can just tell this game's going to be wild with all these options. Jeez, get ready, and that's the follow-up. That's the follow-up. That's just a taste of what's going to happen. Very nice. Very, very nice. Looks very, very good. Looks very good, very entertaining. Beautiful. And, of course, if anybody that was fortunate to be able to make it into the alpha, it's on PlayStation. It's the most secure for testing. Oh, for the betas, that is. So, December 5th through the 7th is where we're going to see everybody playing and testing on PlayStation. So, very, very good. Very nice. Very nice. This is gonna be crazy. That's something. Yeah, it looks like that, but it's not going to play like that. It's not going to play like that. I can tell. I can tell. The movement in this is going to have to be very precise. And this game is going to have many, many, many layers to it. The first is you have to learn what your regular, A, B, C options are for the character. Then you have to learn this flow system and what your movement options are. And then you have to pick your secondary character that is your support. And then they enhance, and then they give you different moves with that. So it's going to be very interesting to see at high level. This game is going to have to be very precise, and I want to say I think it's going to be very execution heavy. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like a good game. Very fun. Very fun there. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to say about this? Has anybody seen the show? Blaze Blue series. Interesting. That's very interesting. You've seen the show. Very excited. Very excited for the game. Good. 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 I like just the art of it. I think looks very, very nice. And it's neat how the main characters are very detailed, right? And the background is a little more blurred because you want the focus on the main characters. And I think that's good. And then all of a sudden you have this giant thing back here. You know, and you have a giant polar bear looking dog. And you know, and this looks like it's built off of a bison. Very interesting. But they're crisp because they take up a big part of the screen. They're a part of the background, but the rest of the background is blended out and not focused. And then all of a sudden they're hanging out right there, and they're hand drawn too. You can tell. Very neat. Very neat. I like it. See, and then everybody else hanging out in the back, they're slightly blended out. They're a little further away. But the polar bear dog isn't. The polar bear dog isn't. Huh. Very nice. They did a great job. ABC and the action button. Yes, yes. Somebody else in the background here too. They look like they're on some sort of a horse with those are long horns. The cow horns on it. Very nice. Well, I think the game looks very good. Lots to look forward to with this. Also, of course, the date is not announced yet, but it will be in the summertime. So that's very good. Aang's plays down just perfect. Very, also sort of childlike. Yes, I like his different facial expressions are cute. They're very cute. Yeah, they did a good job. They did a good job. I like it. I like it. Oh, llama! Yes, yes, it does look like a llama. You're right. You're right. Alright, everybody. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Initially, it is the Avatar Last Airbender, but the game is Avatar Legends. So, Avatar Legends coming through in the summertime. They are having a play test December 5th through the 7th. So, behind the dog. Oh, right. No, I know what you mean. Over here. Yeah. Behind the polar bear dog. Yeah. There he is. Oh, no. Go for another. Very nice. Omnimusha 2. Yes. Yes, they've been working on that. They've been working on that also, Capcom. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you guys had a great time with Avatar Legends. That's coming on through. A lot of good things to look forward to with all this. And we will see you guys all next time. Bye.